You know, I hear a lot of things from a lot of people. Some are very religious people. Some are not religious people, but I talk to a lot of different people about death. And let's talk about the religious side of things for a second, if we could. So the religious side, you go to a better place. You're in heaven. You're with Jesus. You're with God. Sounds beautiful. You're in paradise. And this is, of course, when you die. You know, you're with your loved ones. They come to meet you and take you to this beautiful, beautiful paradise where you have no more pain, no more suffering, and you're happy. Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is my wife, Jennifer, didn't want to die. My wife, Jennifer, loved her children. She loved her husband. She loved us with all her heart and soul. And I loved my wife with all my heart and soul. And my children loved their mother with all their heart and soul. So I find it to be a little hard to believe that I don't know how it works with the spirit. Maybe the spirit is different than the heart and the mind and the body, I guess. I don't know. But do you forget all of that? Do you forget about all of that love that you have for your children and for your family and for your husband? It just disappears, you know what I mean? It just goes away? I don't think so. So in a way, I find it a little hard to believe that a person could do that, right? A person could just pass away, you know, I guess go into the light, you know? It reminds me of that song. Blinded by the light, wake up like a douche, you know the motor in the night. Blinded by the light. I'm just saying. Everyone's probably like, you went crazy, 8-Ball. And I didn't go crazy. I'm okay, but I'm hurt. I'm hurting big time. But I just find it hard to believe how a person could just like pass away, and kind of, especially when it was something that was too early. Like, let's talk about it. Jennifer, the case of Jennifer, she was only 46 years old. Now, again, this was no fault of her own that she had cancer. It was no fault of her own. She got cancer because of 9/11. She got cancer because of, you know, the attacks on the World Trade Center. Listen, this is not her fault. This was a work of evil. And so many innocent families have suffered. Not just mine, so many. And my heart goes out to all of them. God bless you, and God bless all of your families who were affected by 9/11. But I just find it to be hard to believe that a person like Jennifer, who was not ready to die, she wasn't. My wife was a fighter. My wife was a survivor. She's been fighting with cancer, stage 4 cancer, for 10 years, always getting up and fighting for her family, going to get treatments, and always recovering and coming home because she was a warrior. She was a barbarian, and she loved her family. And she said, cancer, you go home and get your shine box. You're not taking me away from my family. But this time, I guess it was too strong. You know, it got to the point where the cancer reached the brain, the spinal cord. It was just inside the spinal cord tunnel, the lepto disease, terrible. She got the aspirational pneumonia. I guess it was too much now. It was too much. She tried, even still to this point, when she was on a ventilator, my wife, for 16 days, where she couldn't put food in her mouth because she has trouble swallowing and chewing, I guess because of the cancer in the brain. She couldn't even eat, the poor girl. The last month of her life, 36 days, she didn't eat nothing through her mouth. No liquid, no food. She had to be on a food tube. She was still rubbing my arm. She was rubbing my arm. She was trying to comfort me. She was trying to comfort me, even in that state, being on life support. I know she didn't want to leave. Maybe she knew that she was going to die. She didn't want to die. I mean, the poor girl couldn't move her legs at the end of her life. She was kind of like paralyzed with her legs, again, because of the cancer in the brain, I believe, that were on the nerves. She had to keep being repositioned by nurses. This must have been such a horrible experience. My wife was such an independent, powerful woman. To not be able to move like that, to not be able to move your body, that nurses have to reposition you, to not be able to move your leg, to not be able to get up. She was barely able to put her arm up. She was shaking in some cases, not all the time. I tried everything to keep her calm. But my point is, she was not ready to die. And I say to myself, now here's people who are not religious. Okay, now see, I gave you the religious side. Now I'm going to give you the non-religious side. How could a God allow something like this to happen? How could someone allow someone to suffer this much? I mean, it's only 46 years old. It's not like she died peacefully. Like I said to you, food tube, couldn't eat, couldn't move her legs, couldn't get up, really had trouble breathing because of all the secretions. And she didn't have the strength to cough up all the phlegm. She couldn't do it, which is how ultimately she passed away. She couldn't cough up all of the mucus and the phlegm. And they were suctioning her. I should have stopped it. She was telling them, she was like this, stop, stop, stop. But they're like, Mr. Levoi, we have to clear out her throat. We have to. I'm like, I know, but she's suffering. Stop it. Then her heart rate went up. I believe she coded at the end. I can't even say it. It's so heartbreaking. I did everything to help her. From day one, everyone was telling me, give up. Give up. Put her in hospice. From day one that I brought her to the hospital, I was begging them, treat the cancer. It spread too much, Mr. Levoi. We can't treat it no more. No surgery, no nothing. No radiation, no nothing. No chemotherapy. She has an obstruction in the brain. I'm like, but it's got to be something. I found IV. I found something, T-DXD. They're like, no, she's not a candidate. She's not a candidate, but they do brain surgery on it 2 times. I'm talking now, recently. I'm not talking in the past. I'm talking while she was on a ventilator. They do brain surgery because she had the liquid in the brain, the hypercephalus, whatever it is. And they're like, we have to drain the liquids. This could kill her. I'm like, this could kill her. Everything could kill her. The cancer could kill her. You don't want to treat that part, though. Comfort care. Oh, I just want to keep her comfortable. Let's do 2 brain surgeries. They did the EVD. They did the shunt. But yet she couldn't get a lousy IV. She couldn't get a lousy IV chemotherapy. She was not a candidate for. Because this effing industry is a multi-billion-dollar, hundreds and billions of dollars. Who even knows if they even have? Maybe they have the cure for cancer. I don't know. I'll say it's alleged. Okay, but if they did, you think they would tell us? You really think they would tell us? With the hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars that these big farms and cancer hospitals are making? And my wife is gone now. The love of my life, my soulmate. And I keep saying to myself, what could I do for her? I just want to do something special. She's been in a morgue now for 4 days or something. I don't know how long it's been. I can't wait too much longer. I was thinking about cremating her. I mean, we talked about all different options. She definitely doesn't want to be buried. But I really wanted to do something special for my wife. And if you can find it in your heart, my Cash App is the $ Richard Levoi. It is the $ RichardLevoi, V as in Victor, OI. Trying to find it here in 1 second. It's all in the description of this video anyway. Just look at the description. But my Cash App is the $ Richard Levoi. It's the $ RichardLevoi, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, O as in Oreo, I as in Idaho. $ Richard Levoi, Cash App. A small contribution, help with a very special funeral service for my wife as soon as possible. We got to do it today, tomorrow. We got to do it fast. We really don't have that much time left here. Time is of the essence. Please do not hesitate or procrastinate because time is of the essence. If you want, time is of the essence if you want to help. You're not required, but if you want to, please help. With that said, read the description of this video. All the information is in the description of this video. God bless you and God bless your family. Thank you for your consideration.